Okay, I got two twins here, so I kept swapping pieces to see which piece is bad and which ones is good, and I just couldn't figure it out. It just kept doing the same thing, same thing. I changed the fuel pump, so I got brand new gas. I put new fuel lines on here, as you can see right here. The proper ones. From what I heard, all the gray ones that used to be on here, they get all green gooey inside. So if you do have those, I recommend you replacing those with these ones here. And let me see if I can get a better picture of the whole thing. So these are the proper newer ones that you're supposed to be putting on there. I did a lot of research and everybody said that they were like defects. So I changed those. I put a new flywheel, new stator. I rebuilt all this. I resealed this. I just now got my gaskets to redo all this that I told you about on part one. I'm rebuilding. I saw leaks of oil on this stuff here, around here on the jugs. So, and then my pistons were caked too. So these are the same pistons. They look pretty good. I don't see no grooves. Are real smooth on all of them. They just had a lot of carbon, which I got off as best as I can, as you can see. So they're still good. I'm going to reuse those. I just cleaned it out really good. And the gasket complete set came with my crankcase gasket. I put my old one back on when I replaced the flywheel and stator and all that other stuff. So I took it all apart again just now and put it all back together. If you're doing that, there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm pretty positive there's 7 bolts. You got this one, and then there's another one right there. These ones, like, there's more in here to take this piece off. You don't have to take that off, and you don't have to move the gas tank. I mean, it makes it more easier if you do want to get in here and do all this. But I left it on, and the only thing I had to take off was, if you can see, you can barely see it, but it's the little stopper back here that holds, there it is right there. It's the stopper that holds this in place so it doesn't bounce back on the crankcase. So that's the only thing I removed, and then this came completely off from here on out. Took it off, and then it took me a while to get it back on. The easiest way for me to get this back on, I put that little plastic thing that goes on the oil pump here on the inside, and then it goes onto the nut of the crank shaft. You put that on your oil pump thing, and then just wiggle it around until you get it on the bolt, and then it'll slide in nice and easy once you find the Bendix wheel also, because there's a little slot for the Bendix wheel to go in for your starter that connects to the flywheel. So that's that. Oh, and this hose down here also. There's a little thing down here right on the bottom, connects to a little hose that's connected to this crankcase thing here. So this is what I have so far. I'm about to start putting the jugs on with the gaskets, and as a matter of fact, I'll get some now. This is all my brand new parts here that I got, and this is, if you got the same thing, 2002 Polaris TXI, this is what I bought, and everything matches to the T. It comes with all the O-rings and gaskets. I don't know what this one is for though. I haven't figured that out, but I haven't taken anything that I know of that matches that specific one, so I'm not even going to deal with it. But all these other ones is like the exhaust and stuff like that. And then these are your seals for your crankcase. But I'm not taking that apart either. I would literally have to take the whole engine out because you got to take it out apart from the bottom, I believe. So I'm not going through all that. And I think they're good anyway, because if they were bad, you would take your, like, to see if you were bad, I watched the video, you take the spark plugs out and hit the starter, and as you're cranking it, oil would just spit out of there like crazy. So mine doesn't do that, and I'm not messing with it. So I'm just gonna start putting this back together here. This, and you want to match up because you can kind of, I mean, you can see plainly how it's got the grooves, and if you don't put it correctly, it's not going to fit correctly. Yeah, see how that fits snug? Over here you got this little thing here, little vent hole, and then you got the little slot here. So, and from what I watched in like other videos, you always, I mean, they had the numbers up, which fits more better than the other way. So that's what I've been doing. I'm gonna get this done on all these, and then as I put the other ones on, or actually I'll just do it with you here, kind of like me holding the camera and doing this all at the same time. It's a pain in the butt, but since there is no videos whatsoever of these specific jet skis, I will try to help you guys out in figuring it out like I did myself. And I look like everywhere online. You can buy all these manuals. There's like nothing free. They'll say online, yeah, you can get this for free and that for free. Ain't a damn thing free. They want you to pay for everything. You'll go to this website and the next website, and they just keep trying to get you to pay. So I just do it all myself. The way I kind of took it off, I just remember pretty much. So, and then before I put these jugs on, and I'm gonna have to put the camera down, of course, but I'm gonna get some, the same oil I use on here, you know, the jet ski oil, rub it on here and inside the jugs also, and then you put it in. You don't want to put it in dry. It's just not good. You'll probably burn them up or whatever, just waiting for the oil to get in there as you're starting it and running it. And so I recommend put that oil on these pistons and then on the jug also, and you shouldn't have a problem. The torque specs, I don't know exactly what they are. I've looked and looked and looked, and I am not buying no freaking $30 manual. So all these other videos on Yamahas or whatever, pretty much the same year round. You know, same things like this. Even on the ski-doos, they got like damn near the same engines. They did like around 21 pounds of torque. So I'm just going to try that out. I'm going to drive it, you know, ride it out, let the seals get all warm, and then probably retighten them again a little more. Not too much. You don't want to strip it. You don't want to tear the gasket up, but I'm just going to let it warm up so they're hot. Retighten them up a little bit more, and you should be good. I mean, as long as they're sealed up tight, you know, not super tight, not loose, you should be good. You shouldn't have any problems. So let me get these jugs. I got these all cleaned out pretty good. So I took my spark plug out, and I hit these with a razor. If you hit it like flat with a razor, you won't scratch it up. It'll come out pretty good. So, and I cleaned these all using what did I use? Let's see. Right there. Brake cleaner. Brake cleaner. Carburetor cleaner. Takes all that carbon right off all them pistons, whatever you got, any kind of gook and oil and corrosion. Really, it takes it right off like it's nothing. You can see these are pretty damn clean. So, and there's my walls are pretty clean. It looks like there's scratch there, but it's smooth. Everything is smooth on every single thing I got. Everything's pretty good. I got lucky. I caught it on time. No major damage. Can't complain. So we're gonna start putting this together. Of course, this goes in first. Tighten the bolts up. 21 pounds torque, whatever. And then after I get this in, these over here, you put the O-rings in here, the rubber O-rings. There's one that goes on the outside here. And make sure you clean these up pretty good. You want that all cleaned up in there and everything. And then there's another one. So put those two in. And then that's when you put this right on top. Just like that. So I'll start getting that done, and then I will get back to you. Okay, as you can see, I oiled that piston up. Also, I wanted to mention there's two things. One on this crankcase, on the oil pump here, there's two lines. There's a line on this one, and then on the oil pump itself. You want to make sure those line up. Those are very important to keep your idle and the oil and stuff going perfect like it's supposed to be going through the motor. So anyways, and on this piston, you want to make sure, if you look close, you can see a little gouge in there that's supposed to be there. The piston is supposed to be between there and on this one also. So you just move them over just like that. That way when you squeeze them, they're going to be right between that. If not, it's gonna be a rough time. I mean, just getting it in the jug. And you can mess up your rings, you can mess up your piston, I mean, you can scratch the jug. So just make sure you oil up in here real good. And oil that piston. Squeeze them rings. It should slide right in. I'll be right back. Alright, as you can see, got one in. Kind of a pain in the ass doing it by yourself. You know, gotta get those rings where they're supposed to be. Try to get it in as even as possible. I did it from, I put the jug on kind of just a tiny bit of a slant, getting the back in first, and then you can squeeze one side and then squeeze the other, and it kind of popped in place pretty easy. And then these gaskets, they move around a little bit in there, so just try to get them evenly from side to side and front to back. Just make sure they're evenly spaced around the whole jug. That way you got a pretty much excellent seal. You ain't got to worry about nothing. So that's that. That's one. On to the next.